Today I'd like to talk to you about raising your own livestock, primarily cattle, and a word of caution for those just getting started. Hi, I'm Tracy, and this is Working Man's Revolution. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Raising your own cattle can be extremely rewarding. Getting to know your cattle and their individual personalities, the time, energy, and sweat equity that goes into raising these animals, and the finished product on your dinner table. These all make for a very rewarding experience. But a word of caution and tips to avoid risks to you and your cattle in the future. Before purchasing cattle, I recommend that you spend a little time observing them. You don't want to buy cows or steers that are wild, rangy, or out of control, or panic at the first sign of any kind of movement. You want docile animals, much like the ones you see behind me, ones that will just observe what you're doing and they will move accordingly. You don't want something that is going to take off in flight as soon as you walk into a corral, run through fence, run over your children or anything like that. You want something easy to work with. You don't want to buy animals that are really wild or rangy. It's very difficult to work with. They can be extremely dangerous. And most of the time, it's very, very time consuming to try to get them to mellow and become more docile. You're just going to have a lot of heartaches and it's going to take away from the rewards of raising these animals. You should look for animals that are relaxed, comfortable. Of course, they're going to shy away from you at first, but the more time you spend with them, the closer bond they will have and the less likely they are to hurt you, hurt themselves, or hurt others. All animals communicate, whether verbally or non-verbally. Think of a dog. If you're getting too close and the dog feels pressured, they may growl, they may try to move you away, or they will actually walk away. Similarly, animals like cattle, horses, they also communicate. They communicate to one another, and they'll also communicate to you. For example, if their head is about shoulder height, they look relaxed, and their ears are facing forward to you, most of the time they will be just relaxed, paying attention to you. On the other hand, if a cow's got its head down, its ears pinned back, and it's starting to switch its tail, those are indicators that it's unhappy and it's either going to try to move you away, move another cow away, or another animal. If you have a friend or neighbor with cattle, I highly recommend that you talk to that neighbor and see if you can just observe the animals in the pasture corral. By watching and observing the animals moving amongst each other, you can pick up on many of these traits and behaviors that they have to move others away and different ways they communicate amongst each other within the herd. By spending time with your cattle, you'll build trust and learn behaviors of each other. They'll begin to learn trust from you. You'll learn to trust them. You'll build respect amongst each other. You'll learn what behaviors they approve of and don't approve of, and they will learn the same from you. It's important that you spend time with these animals and take good care of them. Respect is critical amongst them. They are going to provide you with meals for a very long time, and you need to treat them with the respect and dignity they deserve. Some breeds of cow are typically more docile than others. Your Red Angus, Black Angus, or Herefords are typically more of a docile breed, but docile is a relative term. If a herd of cows has been pushed really hard, treated poorly, chased by horses, chased by four-wheelers, those can be extremely wild and unruly, and you just don't want to mess with those. Look for a nice group of cows that are docile and easy to work with. They may not walk right up to you, but I think you can work with those and over time have a better bond and relationship with those cows. Cattle move to what is called pressure. Pressure is not a physical thing, but think of it more of as a boundary that a cow will allow you within or start moving away from. This is called pressure. Typically, cattle will move in a very typical fashion away from pressure. For example, if you walk behind a cow, generally they'll move forward. If you walk towards a cow directly in front of it, generally they'll move backwards. This isn't always true. You may have one that may decide to panic and run over you. You need to learn the animal, learn their behaviors and how they react to your stimuli. It's very important that you understand these things before purchasing and getting in with cattle. Each cow is an individual and will have their own personal boundary. Some will allow you to come up and scratch them on the head. Others won't allow you to get within 50 yards before they take off running. This is important that you learn each of their individual boundaries and work within those boundaries when out with your cattle. Earlier, time, trust, and respect will go a long way when working with your livestock, whether that be horses, cattle, llamas, or whatever it may be. Those things are absolutely critical to build a good working relationship with your animals. I hope you were able to get something out of this video,